Hi, this is Lynn McCool again, and I am here to talk to you about your final project for this course. And we are in the very last weeks of this particular semester, and so your team and you will be working on then your final project, which has 3 parts to it. So let's take a look at the Aerosoft website here and go to Unit 7. Actually, Unit 7 and Unit 8 are units that work together to help you accomplish your final project for this class. You can see that Unit 7 is devoted to looking at presenting with technology, and that is because part of your final project includes a final presentation. And so in Unit 7 I'll be giving you some information on how to create effective presentations, and also since some of you are taking this course as a distance learning course, I'll be giving you information as to how to create that presentation using a screencast tool like the one that I'm using here today. First though, let's talk about the final project itself, and for the remainder of this screencast I'll just be discussing the final project and what it entails. So I'm going to click on the final project link. And you'll see that the final project for this course, 314, is actually a real project that we're creating for a client. His name is Daniel Sanborn. He is a safety specialist at the 3M company, and he has asked us to create an applied technical communications project, which is for his company, and it is a guide to lab practices manual. And so you'll see elsewhere throughout the website that it's referred to as the GLP. That's what it stands for, Guide to Lab Practices Manual. Using the client contact information, your team will design a project for the client by incorporating the written, oral, visual, and electronic communication methods discussed this semester. And while there are no minimum guidelines for this project, I am looking to see that you as a team demonstrate advanced proficiency in your communication skills. And so you'll want to take note of the 2 following items, and that is, first of all, you'll want to secure approval from me for your project description and your project idea, I guess, as to how you're going to revise this document. And then secondly, you'll want to take note of the final dates that I have set, and know that this particular project, all 3 of the components combined together equal 20% of your course grade. So let's talk for a minute about the final for this course and the 3 components that comprise it. Your grade will come from me, your instructor, as well as your team members who will be giving you an evaluation for your participation and contribution. And so it is very important that each member of the team play an active role in the creation of this project. The first component, component 1, is the final technical document, which is a revision of a procedures manual for the company 3M. Your team will redesign a technical document for 3M, and the client has asked for a procedures manual. And in order to create that procedures manual, you're going to be synthesizing 2 different pieces of information. In the first section, you will modify an existing document, and if you were to click on this link right here, that would take you to the contents of the actual technical document. Now, unlike the technical description that you created in the last unit, or even the midterm project that you created in which you had to come up with all the information yourself, for this particular project, the raw materials are being given to you, so the information is being given to you, and all you have to do as a team is to figure out the best way to organize that information and present it on a printed page. So the first part of the information then comes from this existing document, which if you were to click here, it would take you to that link. So let's just do that right now. We'll click on that, and you can see that here it is. Here is the raw material or the information that you'll want to include in your document redesign, and there's quite a bit of information here as well. Okay, let's go back to the final project. The second section or part of the project that you'll be incorporating into the final technical document that you're creating is you will be getting some information from a video interview with the client. Now I need to let you know that this video interview was done last year, and so that he mentioned some dates in that video which are not valid for our project. So those dates were valid for a team that worked on the project last year, but you will be following the dates that I give you here on the Aerosoft website. Okay, so after you've listened to the interview with the client, he will be telling you some of the things that he's looking for in the document redesign. And so you should take the information from the content of the existing document, which is found here, and the information that he speaks to you about in the interview, and you want to combine those two things, those two sections, into one technical document. The finished procedural manual should be in document form, and for the second part of the information that you're going to be using, you'll take some of what he talks about, some of what Dan Sanborn talks about, and convert some of that audio into content for your step-by-step part of the manual. And you also should be incorporating some either screenshots or professional copyright-free images into the document to help maintain the ethos of 3M. So you want a very professional looking document when you're finished. Your final project should be saved as a PDF, and then you'll be submitting that final project. You can click on this link right here where my cursor is to the employee intranet, which is the Moodle, and you'll be submitting it no later than December 15th at 11:59 p.m. So that's Sunday, December 15th at 11:59 p.m. Okay, so that comprises the first component of your final. The second component is a final presentation. Your teams will create a final presentation in which you showcase portions of your project, and you can use PowerPoint or any other presentation software such as Keynote or Google Presentation. Because we are a distance learning course, obviously I cannot watch you present in person, and so what you will do is you will be creating your presentation via screencast, and I'll be giving you more detailed instructions in an email about how to do that. But the basis of the presentation will be in a PowerPoint or other presentation software, and then you'll just be using a screencasting software to create the actual presentation so that I can watch it. So you notice that the team presentations are due on Thursday, December 12th, and because we are distance learning, it'll be due by midnight or 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, December 12th for you. That screencast should be uploaded, and I'll provide a link for you to upload that screencast so that I can watch it. The third part of the final is then the final report, and each individual will complete the final report. So the first two components, component 1 and 2, those are team projects, but the third one, the final report, is an individual report, and this will be done during finals week, and you will be completing that and writing about the project and also assessing your team members in that report. You'll be submitting a 3 to 4 page report in which you're addressing all the phases of the project completion, and you will be assessing each other's work, and you will submit that to, again, the employee intranet or the Moodle. You can click on this link and it'll take you right to that submission spot. This is due by Tuesday, December 17th of finals week by 5 p.m. Notice the difference in time. So Tuesday, December 17th by 5 p.m. And actually anytime after you have uploaded your presentation on the prior Thursday, December 12th, and you've finished your technical revision, then you can fill out the report. You'll notice that below this I give you a series of resources. These are all content resources, or they are links to resources that would allow you to retrieve some content that you can use in the revision of the technical document. So this first link is to a scenario page, and if we were to click on it, it would take you to a little description about this 3M project. Email 1 and 2 are both emails from the client, Dan Sanborn, and you should read those because those have information, content information that you need to know in order to create a technical document that meets his specifications, and these would be used as part of your audience analysis. Here is the interview with Dan Sanborn, so if you click on that, it will take you to that interview. This is the content of the technical document. These are all links to sites that you can retrieve and use copyright-free images. So as you're looking for professional images to use within the document, these are some sites that you can go to in order to find free, copyright-free images. And then finally, this last link is a link that talks about the phases of a client-based project. In other words, how, what sorts of steps or phases does a project go through in its life cycle. And so it would be useful for you to read through that as well. So let's start with the 3M scenario and see where it is that you should get started with this particular project. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and we'll go to that page. And you'll see that the scenario begins with Airsoft has been contacted by the 3M company. They are requesting that we help them update an existing technical document. Airsoft has been in contact with Daniel G. Sanborn, the safety specialist in lab safety at 3M in Minneapolis. Based upon a first and second email, which you can see I've linked right here so you can get to both of the emails there, and a taped interview with Dan, we have collected information about this project that will be useful to your team. And you can also click here to download the original document that you're going to revise for 3M. Each team will work with the client, Dan S., to create the Applied Technical Communications Project, and this is a guide to lab practices, sometimes referred to as GLP. Using client contact information, teams will design a project for the client by incorporating the written, oral, visual, and electronic communication methods discussed this semester. And again, while there are no minimum guidelines, unlike the technical description in which I said it could only be 2 pages, 1 page front and back, there are no minimum page limits on this. So it can be as long as it needs to be. What I really am looking for is to see that you're demonstrating advanced proficiency in technical writing. And so you want to take note of these 2 following things, that you need to check in with me and make sure that your project idea is one that is going to work, and then secondly that you are following the deadlines for the different aspects of this particular project. So your first task then is to read and to listen to the material and discuss as a team design concepts for this document. Make sure that you divide up the work, set deadlines, and it is critical that teams maintain good communication practices. So I will be checking in with the project managers on this, and so make sure that you have a set methodology or a set way that you are going to be communicating with each other, and then be consistent with that and make sure that everyone is on the same page. So we're going to have to work hard and work together to make sure that teams are able to communicate with each other. So if you were to click on this link, that would take you back to the final project instructions where we were earlier, and that would give you more detail about the project itself. Okay, so this is enough to get you started for right now. For this week then, the teams should be meeting and discussing how they want to divide up the work. Make sure that you have a set method of communication that works for all in your team, and you just need to get going. We have 4 weeks left until finals week, and so it's not very much time, but it is enough time that you can get this done. If you have questions, please email me, and I'll look for another screencast detailing more information later. Thanks.